I am the law. Oh, wait.
I am the law. I'm the law. I am the law.
Are you Sylvester Stallone
I am the
dressing
law.
up as Batman pretending to be Judge Dredd?
Alfred. I'm the law, Alfred. 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 I am the law.
Come on, you got one in you. Come on.
I got nothing.
Really? Really? All right.
Be like, cut me, Mick. Cut me.
Adrian. He's like, no,
Good
I am
choice.
the law. No, I am the law. You do not tell me that you are the law, because I am the law.
No, but I'm the law.
No, I am
I
the law.
am the law.
I am the law.
I am the law.
Okay, you are the law, but I'm the governor. I make the laws.
Governor, man.
You know what you're not? Doing the housekeeper.
Oh.
How?
Wow, that got weird. All right.
Okay. Hey, everybody. We went somewhere there. I don't know where we went. But once again, we are the Renegades, and we've been requested to react to more Nostalgia Critic, Mr. Doug Walker himself. And I figured a good one because we all love this guy. We all know him. Sometimes we wish we didn't know him. Mr. Sylvester Stallone, Sly himself, Mr. Over the Top, Mr. Rocky, Mr. Cobra, Mr. Rambo.
The law.
Yeah,
The law.
Mr. The Law.
He is, in fact, the law.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Why
this
do
is
people watch this?
probably one of my favorite Sylvester Stallone movies way back when was Demolition Man. It was dumb, stupid fun. And it
yeah.
also featured Sandra Bullock, Benjamin Bratt,
My personal hero,
Bob Gunton.
Wesley Snipes.
Oh, yes. If you all don't have tabs on Micah, he hates taxation, and he in his eyes, Wesley Snipes is the closest thing to a martyr in terms of the fight against taxation.
Oh, Wesley
First of all,
Snipes.
income tax is illegal. I'm sorry, didn't mean to quote Ron Swanson there.
Oh.
Swan Ronson.
Yeah, and it was in the Nicolas Cage voice a little bit, too. That was weird.
Let me just say, first off, income tax is illegal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we recast Parks and Rec with Nicolas Cage as Ron Swanson? And
Yeah, all right.
I can actually see him with that dumb mustache, with that big dumb mustache.
and,
'Cause
Arnold-
I've seen him in a movie with that mustache.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in a blonde wig is Leslie Knope.
You beautiful bastard.
Just take any movie and replace the two best characters with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Nicolas Cage, and it's hilarious.
He's not lying.
Okay, wow. Video went off the rails at
Somebody's
0-0-0. Wow.
Somebody's going to get so sick of all our shenanigans and show up and burn this mother to the ground.
If
one
they
day.
could ever find us, they probably will, though.
They can probably find
know.
us.
They probably do. But guys, Demolition Man was one of my favorite films that featured Sly Stallone way back when in the 90s. And now, over time, it seems as though the influence of the movie has just done nothing but grow. I mean, because honestly, the meme still will not die even 20 years later. Tell me about the 3 seashells.
Yeah.
That meme is still a thing. 20 years later.
What kind of freaks me out is Sandra Bullock. She's ageless.
Oh, yeah. In this, she looks tremendous. And then you look at her in Gravity.
She's like the same.
It's like, what fountain of youth have you been? It must be those good Virginia jeans. I mean, honestly, she's from
Or-
Arlington, Virginia. I mean, it's those Virginia jeans.
She was in a movie with Blade, and he bit her, and she turned into a vampire, and she's immortal.
Aha.
That's the
that
real
is quite
reason.
interesting
That's the
theory.
real reason they got him on tax evasion.
How about we watch the nostalgia?
Yeah, let's get to,
How
to
about
what
we
Doug Walker has
do-
to say about Demolition Man. Let me grab this.
Yeah.
and-
I always motion the wrong way. I can see what you're going to do, and I always do this. Yeah.
Actually, it's over here.
Yeah. Anyway.
Let's start the video.
Dogs and cats live together. Mass hysteria.
Hyper fangirl.
Wow.
In terms of fourth wall breaking, his review that he did with Dante Bosco about
Okay. All right.
It came back.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. action films have come a long way, haven't they?
Yeah.
I mean, on top of there being continuing storylines, great visuals, and interesting ideas, we've broken quite a few stereotypes as well.
Great job.
Today, women can be tough and developed, leading to more interesting characters, and men can be emotional and deep, also leading to more interesting characters. This is the direct opposite to the 80s and 90s, where they mainly just focused on one thing.
Great
Typecasting.
movies.
Being a male!
Eating a heart.
Me punching boobs for my dick on an explosion with Sam Elliott's mustache? Male! We never talked about ideas or expressing our emotions. We were man this is, and we knew who the other man this is were. Schwarzenegger, man! Ford, man! Weaver. Yeah, okay, man! Van Damme, Van Man! Seagal! Wait, nah, he was never really cool, but Will man! We were so blood hungry for not feeling or thinking anything that our hero for a while was an emotionless robot who did nothing but kill people. Michael Bay wishes he could be as fucked up as we were. But every once in a while, a
Not
smart film would sneak in under the radar disguised as a dumb dick flick. So, your friends would be like, Devil Boner! Hey! You wanna see a film about a man's emotional struggle to hold on to his humanity? What? RoboCop! Oh yeah, I love RoboCop! You wanna see if a person's identity is based on his environment or his inner soul? Huh? Total Recall!
There you go.
Press, I love that shit! You wanna see Stallone, Mayo, Snipes, Mayo, Gun, Mayo, battle a politically correct Orwellian universe where they sing I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener! Absolutely none of that goes together. Demolition Man!
It shouldn't go together, but
It
it's
really
true.
shouldn't.
Yep, Demolition
Kurt
Man wasn't a
Russell's
huge hit with
Thick
critics or the box
This is
office,
true.
but it
Right,
did
where's he
leave
at?
a lasting impact with people. Many still talk about it because, well, they have no idea what to clarify it as. Is it a comedy? Is it an action film? Is it smart commentary? Is it dumb violence? Even today, people had trouble clarifying whether or not this is actually a good flick.
I totally
Movies
forgot
that
about
break
Rob
the
Schneider
mold
for a
yet
second.
somehow
Oh, yeah.
also
Oh, yeah.
stood bound to it intrigue me. So is it just mindless action or a clever satire of a future that could possibly still happen? Let's take a look and decide for ourselves. This is Demolition Man!
Man,
He really enjoys that, doesn't he?
I am a man.
Yep, I remember when 1996 looked like that. California was on fire, crime was everywhere, celebrities were fighting each other while dressed like jackasses. Actually, what am I talking about? This was LA in 1996.
Yeah, it was.
Maniac hijacked a municipal bus with 30 passengers on it. And I got a real bad hunch where those passengers are and who that maniac is.
Stallone plays a rogue cop named John Spartan, going after Wesley Snipes playing a criminal
John
named
Spartan.
Simon Phoenix.
What a name.
Or,
Yep.
as Stallone likes to say, Snipes is a million flavors of fun in this movie, too. Just imagine Ronald McDonald and Beetlejuice sponsored a human Happy Meal toy.
Where are the passengers?
Fuck you! Where are they, Phoenix? I swear, I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached.
I'll keep that in mind.
Epic
Believe it or not,
foreshadowing there.
this actually made moviegoers feel smart in the day. Like, they were clever enough to pick up on that incredibly subtle foreshadowing. It's kind of like showing Bambi's mom taking out life insurance. It's not a subtle
Okay, that's an awesome
Stallone
explosion.
somehow survives that,
It's
even
an
though we
excellent
never see him
explosion.
exit. Maybe there was a Coke machine in the building. When it's discovered that all the hostages he was
remember
supposed
that.
to save are dead.
Bodies everywhere. There must be 20 or 30. You see that, Captain? I told him. He said he didn't care. Oh my God! How could you sacrifice all those innocent people?
This also somehow lands him a life sentence frozen in stasis. Now, how the fuck is that possible?
The court will now listen to the prosecution from an obviously lying psychopath.
Hey, I told him about the hostages. He said he didn't care.
A compelling case
you,
with a
Malcolm.
lot of hard evidence. Now, the defendant has put in years of loyal service, taking down hundreds of criminals. How do you plead?
Your Honor, it's very close.
Yeah, I think the
that's
world would be
not-
better off without the
That's
bullet.
not that
Freeze
far
him.
off.
He didn't pay his taxes!
Damn right he didn't.
I love you.
I was frozen to
He's put on ice until years later, where the future has practically obliterated crime. Presumably because of
frozen
one night
today.
where all crime becomes legal. Hey, don't question it, it just works! This brings us to Lieutenant Huxley, played by Sandra Bullock, who is not in between Miss Congeniality and the Heat, so she's allowed to actually be funny here.
Also,
Which is more than I can say for others.
Greetings and salutations.
Yeah, that's right.
Welcome
Like
to the
Aldo
emergency
Huxley.
line of the San Angeles Police Department.
Which movie would you like me to ruin for you?
But we find this future comes with a
Bob
price.
Bunton.
Anything bad for you is illegal. Smoking, high cholesterol, uneducational toys, eyebrows, even swearing gets you a fine.
Sanctimonious asshole.
I'd be in shit trouble.
You shit.
That's enough. To cut down on my swearing, I put electric shocks on my balls. Oh, I can't even say balls! Oh, Jesus!
Depends on the context. When has Jesus ever been a swear word?
It really works.
Modern
Even though
day.
Huxley likes this world fine, she does long for the days of action. As you can see, having surrounded herself in 20th century nostalgia.
Yes!
Loser.
What I wouldn't do
Shut
for
up,
some
critic.
action.
But action is around the corner when Phoenix is woken up for his parole hearing.
Mr. Simon Phoenix. Mr. Simon. One of our first and most illustrious members.
You will steal me an everlasting gobstopper.
But Phoenix escapes using the warden's eye to sneak out. He disguises himself as Dennis Rodman the Menace when the police finally track him down.
Rodman the
Command
Menace.
maniac lie down with hands behind back.
Lie down with your hands behind your back.
Yeah, this is what every minority wishes the LAPD was like.
No.
We're police officers. We're not trained to handle this kind of violence.
The police are scared shitless, not knowing how to handle him, and he ends up escaping. Of course, they figure out the only way to catch a maniac is to send in a maniac, so they unfreeze Stallone to go after him, seeing how his past work precedes him.
Are you sure this is real life?
How can you justify destroying a $7 million mini-mall to rescue a girl whose ransom was only $25,000? Fuck you, lady!
I have no joke for that, it's just everybody deserves to hear that line.
Yes!
They set him up against a cheese grater and let him know the situation.
The year's 2032. Her light was extinguished in the big one of 2010.
Oh yes, we all remember the big disaster of that year.
Oh!
We didn't thaw
So
you
many
out for a
dead
family
bodies.
reunion.
Too soon.
Consider it fortunate the lieutenant even bothered to do a probe on your wife.
I think that's the wrong Stallone movie.
Smoking is not good for you, and has been deemed that anything not good for you is bad, hence illegal. Alcohol, caffeine, contact sports, meat.
By God, it's a future if it was run by MSNBC. This is a cautionary tale from Tea Partiers, isn't it?
Oh my
Bad
god.
language, chocolate, gasoline, uneducational toys, and anything spicy.
Oh yeah, if anything bad for you is illegal, then what's Rob Schneider doing in this movie?
Not many people get a second chance, John Spartan.
Stallone, of course, takes the job, puts on the uniform, and partakes in probably the strangest joke of the movie.
You're out of toilet paper.
Did you say toilet paper?
Oh, they used handfuls of wadded paper back in the 20s.
I'm happy that you're happy, but the place where you're supposed to have the toilet paper, you got this little shelf with 3 seashells on it.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
And in case you're wondering, no, they never explain how to use the 3 seashells. Again, like most of the film, I can't tell if this is brilliant or stupid. It's
Why not
driven
both?
anyone who's seen the movie
Yes.
insane.
Yep.
There's
Yes.
memes, fan theories, even years later at the premiere of Gravity.
This
One
was
of the
like my
biggest
brother with the
groundbreakers of the
rabbit
past
foot in,
decade.
MI3.
What's Sandra Bullock being questioned about? It's absolutely nuts. And I plan to get to the bottom of it. Malcolm, time out!
You summoned.
You will discover the secret behind the 3 seashells by the end of the review.
Nice one.
You will
Papa.
present your findings to me.
Does that include
Yes.
you?
And the one who explains it best will not be placed in my spinal cord removal machine.
You have one of those?
No, I have 2.
Flashbacks.
One for each of you. As soon as I bang my 3 seashells gong, your task will begin.
Come on, man, you can't be serious.
Oh
May
god.
the odds ever be in your favor. Away with you! Anywho, he rejoins an old friend who's so wise, sagey, and black that you're kind of wondering how the hell he never made it in a Stephen King film.
I remember when you were
Because
a
Bill Cosby has
snot-nosed
better
rookie
taste in
pilot.
movies.
They finally grounded me. Shit. You're a damn good flyer.
They seem to be friends, yet he speaks to him in the most profane manner.
Well, if you had read my study, you would know that this is how insecure heterosexual males used to bond.
Fuck yeah!
I should really get rid of that.
Dr. Farnsworth tells him that the only guns that can be found anymore are at a museum, which is exactly where Phoenix ends up going to load up. On the way there, he listens to what are some typical catchy tunes.
The #1 request of the day, Armor hot dogs.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. Even kids with chicken pox love hot dogs. Armor hot dogs.
My god, a future where everyone is sensitive, can't take a joke, and is obsessed with the past? It's a future run by Tumblr.
Somebody put me back in the fridge.
Yes.
What seems to be your boggle?
My boggle?
Christ, I woke up in Canada. Actually, I wonder if the next song on the radio was this.
Don't you put it in your mouth, don't you put it in your mouth, don't you stuff it in your face, don't stuff it in your face.
Stallone makes sure his weapon works. God, what an asshole. Thus, him and Phoenix get in a battle for who can make the most lame 90s action comebacks.
Bad aim, Blondie. Simon says please. I've been dreaming about killing you for 40 years. Well, keep dreaming.
Ah, yes, these are some pretty cliched comebacks. It looks like Snipes has one up his sleeve.
Time for something new and improved.
Let's see if Stallone can retort.
You're on TV.
My God, they're just unstoppable.
Sorry, you gotta go.
Forgot to say Simon says.
Oh, that must have hurt.
And it appears Snipes has won this round, but Stallone can always bring it back by simply shouting, But the founder of this new world, dressed as a White Castle Pope, runs into the middle of it. However, Phoenix doesn't seem to be able to kill him. That's because the founder has programmed his mind to go after another target.
Isn't there a thought repeating in that barbaric brain of yours? The name Friendly. Mr. Edgar Friendly. Don't you have someone to kill?
But he didn't say, would you kindly?
Then go and do your job.
Penis!
Did he just say penis?
Penis!
You hear it too! You hear it too! Don't act like you don't!
Did he just decide to play a sporadic version of the penis game?
Penis!
Penis! Penis! Penis! Penis!
So after, quote, saving his life, the founder invites him to dinner.
Please, I insist. I would like you to accompany me to Taco Bell.
A Mexican restaurant so popular, it was rejected from Mexico twice. Look it up, it's totally true, there's hope for humanity! You might be wondering, why the hell was he invited to Taco Bell of all places? Well, in one of the most painful of product placements until Adam Sandler became a movie star, they give us this vague yet utterly forced excuse.
You do not realize that Taco Bell was the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars.
So?
So, now all restaurants are Taco Bell.
Okay, screw the seashells, which I'm sure you'll need to bring a lot of going to Taco Bell, but what on earth were the franchise wars? Was it like the Burger King and his Spartan cows against Colonel Sanders and his mutated chickens? This movie needs a prequel. But hey, just when you think Stallone can plug anything else in this movie.
It's the Schwarzenegger Presidential Library. Wasn't he an actor when you...
Stop, he was president?
Yes. Even though he was not born in this country, his popularity at the time caused the 61st Amendment, which states that
I don't want to know.
That's right, he had it made. And then he had his maid, and everything went downhill from there.
No, she was the housekeeper. Wow. Oh, this movie.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And
wait
we're
for
back.
it.
Yep, we're back. There usually are commercials in between, but what we got? We keep
So
the
at
red,
this
we
Mexican
don't
restaurant,
do it.
where as
right,
stated before, no spicy or salty food can be served. So again, like a typical Taco Bell, our hero finds once again he has a hard time fitting in.
What would you say if I called you a brutish fossil, symbolic of a decayed era, gratefully forgotten?
Are you kidding? It's Stallone. He hears that like twice a week.
Call for backup. I'll be across the street.
But he notices a ton of dirty, hungry, drugged up people approaching the Taco Bell. Again, some things never change.
Please, don't!
What the hell?
But he finds out this group lives underground because they don't agree with living in such a fascist world.
The last remaining criminal element in the city. But plans are in progress to purge this peril from our day.
You are even better live than on Laserdisc.
They could come back.
No.
Honestly, look, this isn't the Wild West, okay? Hurting people's not a good thing. Well, sometimes it is, but not when it's a bunch of people looking for something to eat.
Again, no joke, just good line.
Yeah, very good
So we
line.
see
I like
Phoenix
that.
goes underground to kill the leader of the rebels, just so he can come right back up to say he needs help.
I'll need about 5 or 6 more special men.
The founder agrees to thaw out some of his criminal buddies to help, while Huxley straight out asks our hero for quite a proposal.
I was wondering if you would like to have sex.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I remember this scene in the movie.
Time to let out the sexual cry of the Stallone. Penis indeed. But it's a little different in the future, as the world partakes in what I can only describe as virtual boy sex. That came out much worse than I intended.
Yeah.
As did that.
Yes.
But you'll see what I'm talking about. Wow, sexual interaction is done virtually without actually touching the person you're dating? This really is a future run by Tumblr.
Transfer is condoned. What are you doing?
Breaking the law.
You are a savage creature, John Spartan.
Thank you.
And I wish you to leave my domicile now.
She throws him out, but it's okay. As part of being a man movie, we of course get some completely pointless nudity.
Hi, Martin. You know, I was thinking. Oh my God, I'm sorry, wrong number.
Who was that woman? Why was it worth 2 seconds showing off her tits and ass? Man! Stallone uses his alone time to knit, because after being turned down by a hot woman and seeing another one naked, yeah, that's what I would do.
Every time,
But he
man.
figures out his new talent is all part of his reprogramming.
Well,
When I
knitting
thought out,
is.
the first thing I wanted to do was knit.
For each inmate, the computer draws up a skill or trade which best suits their genetic disposition.
I'm a seamstress? Oh, that's just great.
God, I can just see all the Stallone memes now.
I was knitting before it was hipster.
Can you give me Phoenix's rehab program now?
But he discovers that Phoenix has been implanted with all sorts of hacking and martial arts info that would make him an unstoppable weapon. So I guess the real question is, why aren't the rest of the cops given these implants?
This isn't a proper rehabilitation program.
No kidding.
This causes him to go to the underground set of Super Mario Brothers, where he finally gets what he thinks is real food.
This is fantastic.
Just don't ask where the meat comes from.
Esta carne es de rata.
Rat. This is a rat burger.
Hey, after having Taco Bell, rat would taste like filet mignon, okay? Ouch. He comes across the leader of the rebels, played by Dennis Leary, who explains quite clearly that if the surface world is Tumblr, then the underworld is 4chan.
I guess you weren't part of the Cocteau plan.
Greed, deception, abuse of power, that's no plan.
Nah, that's just LA again. Nothing much has really changed.
I'm into freedom of speech and freedom of choice. I want high cholesterol. I want to eat bacon and butter and buckets of cheese, okay? I've seen the future. You know what it is? It's a 47-year-old virgin sitting around in his beige pajamas, drinking a banana broccoli shake, singing I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Okay, are you sure this isn't a metaphor for the internet? But Phoenix and his new gang spot our heroes, leaving him wide open to be shot in the... Oh, for God's sakes, they were right there! How could you possibly miss them? It's like... How is that possible? You better shout Phoenix to
Clearly,
make
you've
me
never
feel
played
better.
Borderlands 2.
It actually does.
Elevator going up.
They partake in Dukes of
Oldsmobile
Biohazard
442.
as Bullock drives the car frantically while screaming at the top of her lungs. Before it became annoying.
No free rides!
Seriously? Did you just set your gun to hit everything but Stallone? Mr. Magoo could aim better than you!
Goodbye.
He escapes, leaving Stallone to crash, but he's saved in probably the strangest way imaginable.
That's actually a really cool idea.
It's
It is.
and it saved your life.
Well, they actually elaborate on it in the
Okay,
movie
that's
Speed
not a
Racer.
safety device, that's
That happens.
a
in
power
there.
Mario would have. Turn any surface into foam. Oh, and I'm so glad that gunshots, wall slamming, and doors flying don't set it off. I think it's on a little bit of a delay.
I'll have carte blanche to create the perfect society. My society.
Phoenix finds he still can't kill the founder, but like a moron, he forgot to program that into
Hey,
the
Jesse
other
Ventura.
criminals. So he hands the gun
Well.
over to a thug played by Jesse Ventura.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how he got his other political job too. He plans to throw out all the criminals to cause chaos, which means it's up to our two main heroes to save the day. Our one main hero to save the day. Yep, another trope of the Mayon movie is that the final battle always has to be Mayano y Miyano. Yeah, even though she's proven she's a pretty badass fighter and even saved Stallone a couple of times.
My testicles must show I can handle this on my own.
So yeah, let's play a game called What Huxley Could Have Done while Stallone gets his ass kicked.
Yep.
Wish you the best of luck, sir.
It's not both, though, yeah.
Yep. Could have catched him.
Nice screamer there, Doug.
Oh,
Could have met with a better
yep.
Anything here. Yeah.
Okay, she could not shout Phoenix. That's the one thing only Stallone could do.
Yeah.
And even that's kind of debatable.
Phoenix!
I'm gonna make that my ringtone.
Don't
In a kind of rip-off of Terminator 2, Phoenix is covered in frozen liquid, resulting in Stallone, what else? Knocking his block off. I can just see the wheels turning in Stallone's head thinking of every witty line.
Let's keep ahead. Don't lose your head. Henry David Thoreau once said, it's better to have your head in the clouds and know where you are than to breathe the... fuck it. Heads up!
Heads up isn't bad.
That's causing the big exploding science ball to go off, resulting in, of course, the place being blown sky high.
I hate exploding science bombs.
They're the worst.
Or at least a small corner of it. Really? You open the movie with this? And then you end it with this?
Budget.
That took up a quarter
That's
of
a
the
good
screen.
point.
You still have all that building to blow up. It's like a domino set you never get to knock over. Next to a bomb!
What we do? How will we live?
When they try to figure out what'll happen to the future of Portlandia, Stallone gives some advice.
I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna do. Why don't you get a little dirty? You will like clean. And somewhere in the middle, I don't know, you'll figure it out.
Wow. Not since his thrilling speech to the Russians in Rocky IV has his diplomacy ever been so eloquent.
Somewhere in the middle, I don't know, you'll figure it out.
Gorbachev stands and gives
Yep, there you go.
The Russian premier.
Thank you for rendering me unconscious.
Huxley, I did it for your own good.
Must be a team.
Huxley is rightfully pissed that she was left out of the action, but this ought to shut her up. Ah, my white knighting hero who I never asked to be my white knight. This really is Tumblr. So that was Demolition Man. Is it a comedy? Is it an action film? Is it smart? Is it dumb? And most importantly, does it hold up? Honestly, with no joking whatsoever, this is actually far better now than it has ever been in the past. When it came out, the action cliches were pretty standard, so at the time it wasn't a big hit. But now, in 2015, these cliches have taken on an identity of their own. Silly, but kind of admirable. This works especially now because the future they create in this movie is almost kind of true of the world we created now. Our society, thanks to social media, is trying to be more about the group. Forums, fan pages, causes to get behind. Hell, if there's a hater online, everyone wants to join together to prove how wrong he is. Compare that to the 80s and 90s where everything was about the individual. Wall Street, make money for your own, action films, mano y mano. Emotions are for the weak. But the great thing about it is neither side is the villain in this. They're just products of their environment. The future has less choice, but they've also obliterated murder for 16 years. The past is anarchy and violence, but they also have more rights and choices. They both have their pros and cons. I know I joke about the future being a commentary of online culture, but without even realizing it, that's kind of what they did. The internet is filled with people who are overly sensitive and can't take a joke, but it's also filled with attention-hungry idiots who only want to anger and antagonize those people. But again, no one side is the bad guy. They both have villains. They're the extremists who want everything one way. Whether it's absolute perfection or absolute anarchy, both result in taking away diversity and free will. While the heroes are the ones willing to make a compromise. Stallone has trouble fitting in, but he doesn't say his world was completely right. Eventually, both sides realize that the two have to find some middle ground in order to keep balance. It's a commentary that wouldn't work as well back then, but works much better now comparing our new world to the world of the past. Our current attitude to the attitude of the 90s.
Now don't get me wrong, some things don't work especially well, like the action's not really that strong, and some of the cliches might be a little too stupid for their own good. But the writing, the ideas, the commentary, and yes, even the acting, which is honestly pitch perfect from every performer, makes it stand out. I know it sounds crazy, but Demolition Man has actually gotten a lot better with time. Part of that being because they intentionally date the hero and villain by putting them in the future. Dating it surprisingly made it timeless. It just knew which areas to update and which areas to leave alone. I'm totally serious when I say this dumb, cliched, overblown action film is actually one of the smarter summer movies to come out of the past few decades. But that still doesn't answer my 3 seashells question. Malcolm, Tamara, begin!
Let's come back to there we go.
Tamara, what do you have for me?
Well, I've come to the conclusion that the first shell
No.
can be used as a scooping mechanism. You can scoop out the,
Fecal matter.
Poop.
Yeah, and then you can use the second shell and put them together as a grabbing device so that you can actually grab out the,
Poop.
you know, the...
Poop.
And then you can use the third to kind of just scoop out any residuals.
Intriguing. Malcolm, what do you have to say?
Well, I had a theory that these seashells are put into a device that shreds them down to their most basic particles.
Basic particle?
Those particles are then turned into wadded paper, which is then used for down there.
So your suggestion for replacing toilet paper is just to make toilet paper?
Uh-huh.
That is brilliant! The world will call you a hero and I will marry you and munch off your money! Guards, take her away!
Wait, we have guards?
Pick up your weapon!
Oh, my God!
Oh, God, it's the LAPD.
What? Sister arrested! You have done well, my gentle genius. Your future has just begun. Come with me! Hail, your new Lord and Savior!
Let's do him to a con.
Excellent. Excellent.
I love it. Convention that.
That's pretty good.
I love it. Yeah,
Pretty good.
The prophet of the shells.
Here's your home, Ray outlawed all crime, leaving the decades under repeat. Mother Teresa came back from the dead just to get us a That's how you choose these things. He implied. I think that's how it happens sometimes with a lot of.
There was a Dr. McNinja in that crowd.
Was
There was.
Okay, Jesus.
That
Holy
makes me.
crap.
There was a Dr. McNinja in that crowd.
Is
I'm
there
so
a
happy.
scene? Because everyone in the comment section is about to lose their minds.
Yep. Wait. Yep. We got to check for the stinger.
Okay. Oh, no, there's just it's just Doug talking about. He does a charity thing at the end of every one.
Oh yeah.
Where he talks about different stuff. Or he talks about cons that he's coming to.
Okay.
So, yeah. Damn. That movie, I swear. Ugh.
That's a heck of a thing.
No, I mean, honestly, I don't understand why it's more relevant now. I mean, every predictive algorithm in the world, I think, would point to it being, stupid action movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the commentary in it's become more relevant now as time has gone on. Oh my gosh. I mean, okay. Phoenix! I want to make that my ringtone. Just
don't.
I wonder if Doug actually did make that his ringtone.
Probably.
I was gonna say it's like brr, brr, Phoenix, Phoenix, Phoenix.
Oh my god.
I was going to say we need to find someone who can imitate Sylvester Stallone and cast them in the movies that we have ideas for. That'd be hilarious. I was gonna say, I know, Good Will Hunting with Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Matt Damon and Sylvester Stallone playing Chucky. Playing Ben Affleck.
Oh no!
I got the number. How do you like them apples?
I can't handle it.
He's like, hey yo, Will, you gonna take that job, or you gonna stay here, or what?
That's pretty
good.
good.
I can't do the lip as good because I had Bell's palsy on this
Yeah,
side.
that one's tricky.
You're on.
They did bring up a good point. Yeah. What was the point of freezing him for that long? I mean, like
for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, my guess is they maybe had something to elaborate on. They pointed out evidence of his history of violence and everything, and that he's only gotten worse, and that they need to strip him of his power as a police officer and just put him away. That's the only thing I can really think of. Maybe they had something to elaborate on that, like a court scene or something, but
it just got cut.
Yeah, because of the flow of the film.
It was from the era when they didn't really care about exposition.
Yeah, they just needed to get him. They just needed to get him to the future.
Man.
I would have liked to have seen what they could have done if they had instead of like knocking out Huxley, like if they had reshot that scene
with Huxley.
Today with Huxley.
I could see that
because I mean I think that could be really, really interesting and might actually improve some of the action sequences, which were.
Well, I was gonna say hand to hand without weapons. Sylvester Stallone, John Spartan actually was at a disadvantage against Simon Phoenix because he was getting his butt kicked hand to hand. And, maybe Huxley could come in and even the odds and give that edge, and then they team up to beat him.
Yeah,
but man.
Well, honestly, the thing that gets me is I saw that and the way they did that. I'm like, you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember the fight scene in Iron Man 2?
Yeah,
where it's where Jon Favreau is boxing the one guy for the entire scene,
and then here comes here comes Black Widow,
and Black Widow takes out everyone else.
Yeah,
she didn't even put her hair up for it either. That's what impressed me.
Yeah,
but it was like I feel like they could have done something like that here, and it would have been brilliant. I don't know.
I can see that.
Maybe that's just me. I think that fight scene is absolutely hilarious.
Well, I think so too.
It's so good.
Well, it's just Natasha, her technique and everything. She's able to take people down like that. I mean,
and he's just sitting there, he's
boxing
the guy. It's so good.
I was gonna say, if anything, just learn techniques that are quick and effective on taking them down, rather than staying there and getting a boxing. Because when you're fighting multiple guys, you can't box. You need to move around, get distance. Gauge your options and then try and take them out one by one with one shot. Try and get your timing down.
I don't know. I've seen some dudes in crowds just dancing around boxing dudes and just one-shotting people.
Well, you see, I'm talking about like individual, trying to box an individual, and it. Okay, I see what you mean in some regard.
I mean, it was like a street riot,
he took them
and
down,
guys ran up to him one at a time.
Yeah, but he knocked them down
boom.
with one punch. You see, that's
sure.
Yeah, but danger coming at you from all sides. But he stayed moving. Happy didn't stay moving at all.
Yeah.
He stayed stationary on that one target.
Yeah.
And if he would have moved on, moved on. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going based upon my fighting experiences. So yeah.
Beep boop. Okay.
So yeah, that's for me. So
Yep.
Guys, what did you think of this? We love this.
And, this is good.
Yeah, and cannot wait to see what Doug Walker has for us next. May do another selection from Schwarzenegger month. Maybe. I mean,
I'm okay with this.
Honestly, because people have been asking for us to do more of these. And anyway, guys, thank you once again for tuning in. Check out the original video down below in the description. Check out Doug Walker's channel. Also, check the description for all of our various other endeavors as well. Leave a comment down below if there's anything else you want us to watch. And do not forget to subscribe. And we'll see you later, Internet. Peace out.
Himmler!